almost a month into 2016. If you're like many people, you've made resolutions, and if you haven't already broken them, you're still looking at the list of things that you'd like to accomplish this year. But this morning's guest has some reasons that you maybe want to scratch your to-do list, kind of, and switch it out for an already done list this year. Joining me right now is Wendy Kaplan, CEO and founder of Vision Quest Consulting. She's also a best-selling author. We are glad you're with us, Wendy. All right, so just to be clear, you're not saying throw the list out the window, but start with a different type of list, right?
An already done list.
Okay.
An already done list is the perfect way to start any year, where you take a look at last year and what you've accomplished. So with many of our corporate executives that we work with, we start the year with, instead of setting goals, let's look back first. Let's see what you've accomplished. Let's see what progress you've made. So then it can inform what you might do and make you feel proud of yourself for a change.
And it sounds like pretty much you want to really start with the positive, not the negative, right?
True. So many people are negative or are analytical and have the little voice going on in our head that
we can't
says,
help it.
I'm not
right?
enough,
We're human.
I haven't done enough, I haven't reached my goals. And I myself had a goal. We run a women's leadership retreat once a year, and I had a goal to have 100 people there, and I only had 80. So the positive was it was a 20% increase from the year before. That was really good. And to focus just on the negative, that I hadn't made 100, was not a great way to be inspired to keep going.
Now you do have some tips to sort of get us going here. And the first one, it sounds like, continue to take stock in yourself.
Right. So taking a look at where you're accomplished, where your skills lie, where your strengths are. We should all lead with our strengths and our things that we are good at and we do well. Those are the things that capitalize on at work, not the things you're not good at, not the things you stink at, not the things that the little voice says you're not doing a good job.
Yeah, and that leads us to our second tip. You said don't listen to that voice in the back of your head.
Yeah.
Look at the positive, right?
Yeah, that little voice is not your friend. And we think that's advising us to move forward, and actually it takes us out more than puts us in the game. So in order to play a bigger and bolder game, you have to flick that little voice like off your shoulder. Totally.
It's hard to do sometimes, though, isn't it?
It is.
All right, and then next we're talking about looking at what worked, what paid off, and what didn't, right?
Right. So it's important to analyze what you did and what you didn't and where the gaps are. So you can decide if you care and whether you want to do something about it or not. So we run a Vision to Success workshop once a year in the fall, and it's for people working on business goals, to work on their business versus being in it. And we start with where have you succeeded, where do you have pride and accomplishment, and where are you disappointed, dissatisfied, and your gaps. So you can decide whether you want to do something about it for next year.
All right, so it's still really, what I'm trying to get here is it's a lot of self-examination, but don't be too critical. Right?
It's important to self-examine, and it's important not to take yourself out. So surrounding yourself, in my book, Your Next Bold Move, for women, we talk about one of the steps, which is surround yourself with extreme support. And that's part of being able to boost yourself up so that you can go for what's next for you versus being frozen. Right?
Now we're talking about your book right here.
Yeah, we are.
It's available right now. Now, I think what is, if you had to pinpoint it down, we talked about a lot of things just in the last few minutes, but if you had to pinpoint it down to one thing that someone takes away from this that's in your book, what would it be?
I would say the things in the book are 9 steps to help you make a bold move. So it's like a workbook that you can write in and work through. And the one thing I think that's the theme through it all is to be yourself and to use your own gifts and talents. Don't try to be like everybody else. Don't try to stand tall or feel yourself shrink when you're next to somebody who you think is better than you are. Be yourself, everybody else is taken.
No one else is you.
That's
no
right.
one else is as good as you, right?
That's right.
And again, love yourself, right?
Right.
All right, well, thanks so much. And we are going to have more information on what's happening with the book. You're going to be traveling. You're doing a tour, right?
I am.
Somebody wants to follow up with you.
They are.
They can do that.
They can go to our website at visionquestconsulting.com, and there's all free resources and leadership style surveys to see what style you are.
You got
so that-
seminars and things like that.
Yeah, which would be
All right.
great.
Well, folks can follow that and get that information on our website. We'll put it all up on fox61.com. Wendy, thanks so much. Appreciate
Thank you
it.
so much, Erica.
Still ahead for you here on Good Day Connecticut this Wednesday. We're talking about help from Connecticut. It is heading to our nation's capital. How Connecticut's DOT is lending a hand as the city continues to dig out